is Lin. And the top right, in the red, a legendary player of old returning now, owns the Frostmourne sword for one of his many titles, that being the one of BlizzCon, is ReMinD. And he is playing Demon Hunter. Here we go. That's what we were hoping to see. As you mentioned earlier in the other cast, Todd, normally Night Elf versus Orc, it's pretty much set in stone what we're gonna see, right? Keeper Hunts Expo, Blade Master Grunts, Counter Expo, Shaman, and all that. But ReMinD is stirring the pot, is playing different strats. Demon Hunter first opens up different possibilities. In fact, Hunt's expansion, not possible with Demon Hunter, but either Talons could be playable or Bears could be playable. And Bears is the favorite strat of ReMinD.
Yeah, we all love bears, except when we have to face them. I think usually that's pretty much how it goes. I wonder if Lin actually would like to play against 120, by the way, because earlier in the interview, 120 said, "I'm not doing so well against Orc, so I hope that I meet Lin so that I can practice against him live while playing the tournament." That's definitely an interesting approach. You know, I don't personally wish to meet as many undeads as possible in tournaments because it's my worst matchup. In fact, I would love to be able to avoid them, but yeah, I guess bringing it on happy. Let's get some practice. Let's meet in tournaments. Conor McGregor, if I run into you in the street, I want to spar a little bit, you know, work on my stand-up game.
I think Conor would be down. From what I've seen, he's very eager to get into brawls with people, even if they're 80 years old, so you never know.
I'm a little too young, even though I'm on my way there.
Love this adjustment here by Lin, by the way. Normally, on Last Refuge, it's the norm to skip the shop, run to the middle, don't creep the first camp with the green, but rather get the circlet and be hyper-aggressive against the Keeper. Against the Keeper, that makes a lot of sense, because you can force him to stay level 1. But against the Demon Hunter, you want to have the salves early. You want to be able to heal up quickly. If the Demon Hunter gets level 2, yeah, he gets a bit stronger, but he doesn't get that much stronger. He just gets a bit of evasion. And the important thing here is heal salves. Against the Keeper, you can skip the heal salves for a long time. Against the Demon Hunter, you need to have them right away. And if you have heal salves plus grunts, you can really put on the pressure against the Night Elf this early.
Yeah, I really wonder what exactly we're gonna see out of, you know, Lin in terms of production buildings. Against Keeper, it's very clear-cut. You go for a Lodge, you get Shamans. But against a Demon Hunter, whether it be Talons or Bears, I think Spirit Walkers could be great. Adding Raiders as well, so maybe some 1/1/1 old school. Once upon a time, if you face Talons, you'd always want to have a Torrent Chieftain, but nowadays, even if you go for Shadowhunter, it's still possible to pull it off. Not sure if, like, if you knew 100% ace Talons, would you actually go TC? I guess we'd have to ask some top Orcs what they think about this. What do you think, Remo?
We have seen also Shadowhunter working out, either with level 3 timing and then a tower push with Serpent Wards, or with using Hex, controlling the map, and then playing 2 base, and then playing hit and run, the lame style. But yeah, in the late game, as far as fighting goes, 1 base TC seems to be better. What's very important for Lin to scout the main, he wants to see what's going on, sees the Hunter's Hall. Now, this certainly looks like Bears. ReMinD could go for a mind game here, and still go Talons right now, although that would be a bit weird.
Yeah, nobody does that though. But that's why it'd be genius. But then he does it in a one game where there's Sentry Words in his base. It's like, no.
That's his own Sentry though. And Lin wants to make really sure he knows what's going on. He doesn't quite check the main here this time. Using a lot of mana already. Ideally, you would like to save a lot of mana to keep on harassing with the Blade on level 2, either seal some last hits of the opponent's creeping, or at least slow them down. But of course, against the Demon Hunter, it is a lot harder to retain that mana pool, as I have myself noticed all too often.
Yeah, I love that there is a totem, and with the Shadowhunter, like, it's the same thing. Like, you need to keep asking yourself the same questions. Like, against a Keeper, you'd want to expand, set up that tower. But against Bears, somebody that plays Bears is going to have to go tier 3 and get Bear Master upgrades and stay on 1 base for a long time. You probably don't want to expand against that. I think it's more you'd be creeping to level 3 and then kind of seeing where you're at. And if you're doing really well, only then do you expo. So we got 1 lore being dropped. as well as Ancient of Wonders.
Forces are under attack.
Very interesting, by the way, by Lin. Not to harass with the grunts. The blade and the grunts could have put on pressure on these hunts and moonwells and everything, but no. He wanted the grunts also be full HP to start creeping heavy right away with the Shadow Hunter. Hex against the Shadow Priest makes creeping this much easier. Blade Master joins. Will be slowing down the Shadow's progress, but this is a hard camp. His damage is going to be appreciated. Big item here possible. Lion Horn, always good.
Yeah, on the other side, the Rune Bracers will be almost certainly sold. You don't need that at all. ReMinD looked so good against Colorful when using Demon Keeper, by the way, against Demon Naga. I think he just really understands, like, what to go for exactly. Like, there's a chance he could mix in Thor and Sora, but he's entangled. Like, he'll always target the right thing at the right time. I thought the execution in that series was just beautiful by him. And maybe he's hoping that, you know, there's a little bit of a misstep with the blade at some point and he can punish.
It's a great steal right there by ReMinD, using the demon, taking away the consumable on the enemy side with a level 3 demon, level 2 mana burn. That is very easy to do. While the Blade Master is scouting around, trying to figure out what's going on. Keeper is coming in, and with the entangle, there's a bit of danger now.
Yeah, that's such a great read that neither merchant was done yet, and instead of just going to his, which is expected first, he goes to the other opponents, because yeah, Lin, if there had been the merchant of ReMinD being crept here, he might have been able to get a steal with the blade. He was setting up for that.
You know, no other Night Elf really plays bears or can make them work, but every time ReMinD plays them, it just seems like they're good. It just seems like they're simply super good. It comes down a lot to the map though, right? You can probably only pull this off if the Demon Hunter gets level 3. And on LR, if you creep the Merc camp the way he did, I guess that's what an
You can't pick up... Oh no, you can't. Whew. Like, if you can't go for it, that would be pretty bad. That greater mana cannot go to Lin. It does go to ReMinD. You might just sell that. There's... Yeah, there it is. There's such insane value in selling some stuff now. I mean, obviously, greater healing you want to keep. But getting to 50 supply here and getting your upgrade started is going to have insane value if you're ReMinD.
Lin playing pretty passive. We don't see walkers much anymore nowadays. They've really fallen out of favor in many matchups. And one of the reasons is they take so long to come online. You need 2 walkers first, plus adept training until they're really good. And that's just so much production time. Where the power spike hits much later than, for example, Shaman do, where 1 Shaman for 1 purge is already valuable.
He actually made 1 walker into training, and then now the 2nd walker. The war mill is for Kodo, because obviously you need to get some of these to be able to eat those bears that you know you're going to be facing. And we see them being produced right now.
Wand of the Wind could be amazing. Sold it right away. Alright, I guess not. If the Dryads run out of mana, you know, cycloning up those bears could have been pretty sick, but...
You need to do the caster thing when it's like that. You say, like you say, could be amazing, you should have had it, or could be not. Before he sells it. It's the Tasteless special. Like, Tasteless used to open some of his casts by, guys, we're playing on this map. It could be a long game. It could be a short game. It could be an average.
Right, wasn't he?
Yeah. With Roddy, we had an inside joke for a while.
Oh, Ancient Django, that's a sick item. Dust on the ground, that one doesn't really matter. Blade Master at the shop steals the heal scroll away. Of course, Spirit Link plus heal scroll, we all know how good it is. And there's no real way of actually getting rid of the Spirit Link. Dryads can try to dispel against it, but they just simply don't have enough mana to get rid of all of it.
I guess Wisps, right? Like, even just 1 or 2 could be amazing. In order to get rid of this demon. Gets ensnared. He has a greater healing and an Ankh. That guy was built to last. Oh, the bears are stuck! The 3 bears are in a straight line and not moving.
It's also a sick disenchant, by the way. Getting rid of all of the roar there for a moment and a bit of the rejuve. But the Walker mana really low now. 1 mana burn against the Walker did matter. Wiz coming in for the detonate. Oh, it's gonna be a nice one. And not much Spirit Link is left. The Hunters is, of course, at this part in the game super weak. This is where the bears are supposed to take over. Oh, the creep camp gets involved and throws an ensnare on the bear. Oh, that's a sad affair. Only ReMinD to blame for that one. He can only blame himself because he ran into the creep camp.
It's their territory. How do you not know that, ReMinD? They're very territorial, those guys.
You showed up in the wrong neighborhood.
Which is anywhere on the map on Last Refuge, funny enough. They just aggro from anywhere.
That's not false. Level 4 Shadowhunter, really good positioning by the way. The Demon Hunter never gets in range to use these mana burns. Big healing consumed. Lots of HP restored. So far, just not too many bears. Demon's still in trouble. But remember, Ankh. Gonna try to TP out to save the bear. Critical strike! Oh! Enough to get the kill. It's level 2 crit, in fact. And I like it.
Yeah, we don't need Mirror Image against that demon play, do we now? Wait, actually, imagine if you use that, then how do you know which one's the real blade to burn?
That's some 5-head play, Todd. I'm impressed. There's
Are you good
Entangle.
at that game with the you need to pick the, you know, the right cup on which there is like something under the marble or whatever?
I like to think I do. When I was 18 years old, I was going to vacation in Barcelona with a friend, and there were these, what do they call them? These street artists? Yeah, street hustlers. And they played this game, this little hat game, and I really wanted to play, and I already had my €50 bill in my hand, and I was like, alright boys, let's play. And they almost took the money out of my hand until my wiser friend chimed in and was like, dude, are you being stupid? Hell no, we're getting away from here. And they got kind of mad. They thought I was gonna make easy money. And they were about to make easy money with me because I'm sure they would have scammed me. But shout out to Philip.
You forfeited instead and left?
I mean, I didn't
lose my money than forfeit, bro.
The game hadn't started yet, you know. But shout out to Philip for being wise enough.
Yeah, I'm sure that money was spent wisely. Some overpriced drinks later on that night.
It sure was at La Rambla. For everyone who was in Barcelona before, you will know what I'm talking about. Big army here for Lin moving forward. Lots of bears as well. How many Kodos we got? 2 in the mix, both with an empty stomach. Rejuvenation. Does it heal in the Kodo stomach, by the way? Oh, it does! Fun fact. But the bear is still trapped in there. The next one will as well. Lin seems to be ready against all these bears. Detonate coming into the back. Lots of mana drained. Mana dropping low still with the Ankh available. Remember, might be triggered in a moment. Blade Master also dropping low. Entangle locks him down, but he's got the Invo Potion, and suddenly ReMinD's army seems to have vanished.
Yeah, he could eat almost like half the bears here and kill the rest. Thanks to all of those walkers here. Use the staff instead of letting the demon trigger that Ankh. And know that the expansion is going to be saturated. Big pressure on ReMinD. Oh, he caught a Kodo at the back of the army here. What the hell was that doing here? He frees a bear. Perhaps a chance here for ReMinD, who's got double orb that he's working with.
That shop standing over here at the expansion is so good right now. Also love the positioning. And again, the big burly orc frontline always keeping this Demon Hunter at bay. Can't reach the shadow. Clarity's running, could go for mana pots as well. And ReMinD's got 5 units. 5 units! And they're not even inner fire rifles. How's he supposed to do that?
UBS coming in. There's no mana for disenchant right now. Those rejuve cannot be disenchanted. That's a big problem. Shadow to completely out of mana. He's not popping any clarity. He has a potion that he might have to use in a second. Can ReMinD do this? He keeps on pulling back using new rejuve. Staffs one of the bears. That means no staff for the demon. So Ankh is finally going to be triggered here in a second.
Blade Master dropping really low. This Demon Hunter has been through a whole lot. Finally Ankh triggered. Blade Master though, still low HP. Heat Wave is ready again. There we go. Uses it. Bears. Super low. Demon Hunter returns only 500 HP. Not full HP. Not quite the ages of the Immortal. Hex coming through. Demon Hunter might be going down. No staff in time. It was still on cooldown. And that might be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, ReMinD on 39 supply. He doesn't even have that much lumber, so it's not like he can go for the instant revive either, because his demon was level 4.4. But he will try and go for it. Isn't it like, what, 120 lumber?
It increases the higher the level, but yeah, around 100 starting amount. Might just barely have enough. 5 walkers now, lots of mana to use. Blade entangled. Targeted heavily, but also getting healed up. Here we go. Demon Hunter's back.
It's
Low
140
HP
on level 4, I just checked. 595 gold, 140 lumber. What expensive, had to break the bank. Busted the piggy bank for it. Where was that 50
All the
euro
porcelain
then?
on the ground, and what's it worth? In the end, This game will still go to Lin, and he's gonna have to get out the broom and sweep up the floor.
This is getting real personal now.
Why, do you have such a deep connection with piggy banks?
No, I'm good.
Alright, good. Well, just checking, just checking. Shadowhunter about to hit 5. That would be a huge level up. Heatwave level 3 is tremendous.
Yeah, a big problem for ReMinD is that he had to use Wisps here to try and drain some mana from the Spirit Walker, which I like, but then his Lumber was kind of in shambles because of it. So now he remade those Wisps, but he's faced with the same ordeal. He sent 3 new Wisps here with his army. And it kind of feels like this fight is going to have to do it, because otherwise that supply of Lin is just going to take off out of control. Just like your ego, Remo. No, I'm just kidding.
I like that you say that to me, though. That's pretty good.
What do you mean? I'm
3
the most
bears.
humble guy.
Excuse me, 4 bears, actually. Let's see. Is it doable? Again, Shadowhunter close to the level up. He needs 1 bear kill only, and he will have level 5. I think this whole game there hasn't been a mana burn against Shadow yet, has there? Which is a testament to how well Lin has been controlling this, especially controlling the enemy demon. Kodo Beast, perhaps a bit overeager, gets off a munch, but will have to give that lunch up again. That one is taken up, but still such a big orc army remaining. 1 more kill. 1 more kill for the level 5. I'm waiting. Where is it? Blade Master entangled, copying good damage. This ring has actually been really nice for him. And the Invul Potion is still available. End Snare. But denied there on the bear kill. Shadow still only level 4, but level 4 seems to be enough. Mind Snare's flying so much damage. The Walker DPS is actually pretty damn good with the magic. There it is. Level 5. GG.
Yes, sirs. That looks a lot more comfortable on Lin's side than playing against Keeper and Hunts and Archers. I'm pretty sure he enjoyed that quite a bit, being invited to a play against Bears, because he just has great solutions against it, right? Good positioning on the Shadowhunter. Blade Master is tanking so much damage, but never dies because Lin always has an answer. Was just a straight up good game, I think.
Yeah, and the first fight you take is so important. You have to have the right amount of disenchants. You have to use it wisely. You have to position well. You can't get burned on the shadow. The end snares have to land. The Kodos have to eat. If you start falling behind against bears, it gets really rough. And Lin played it really nicely. The 50 supply, power spike timing tier 2 with the heal scroll. He backs that up with the expansion, so he knows if he holds, if he takes a decent fight, he's going to have the expansion then and the eco advantage to pull ahead. And he did that very nicely here. Remember, last season he was struggling heavily against ReMinD's bears, but this time he comes in very well prepared. That looked good. And I would say Last Refuge was one of the better bear maps, because on many of the other ones, the Demon Hunter getting level 3 is going to be a lot harder.
Lin's got 99 problems, but Bears ain't one, apparently. He's found a solution here. Spirit Walkers, good positioning. Nothing fancy in the fight, really. It was just about having the front line at the front. He slightly overextended a couple times with the Kodos, but other than that, that was very clean by the best orc player of all time, perhaps. Lin.
Perhaps. Clearly. Come on, man.
All right, don't want to start that argument between you guys. But yeah, I think
Taker was pretty great. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Taker was pretty great indeed. How about Zakard? He was very good with Wyvern. I think ReMinD's strat can still work, but Lin makes it so hard for him due to perfect positioning, always having healing on the Shadowhunter, and just never overexposing. Also, that one fight in the choke on the way to Lin's expansion, that hurt ReMinD big time. Positioning for Lin was super great. Positioning for ReMinD was a little off. So let's see if on map 2 we can fix these problems. Lin 1 step away from the quarterfinal.
Alright, off we go. Question is, ReMinD is going to play more standard this time, or is he going to try his own thing again? And what is Lin going to do against it? Lin, the second best orc of all time after Taker, according to Todd.
Once you go Bears, you never go back, Remo. Because it's only going to be Bears. No, he's going keeper. Never mind.
Understandable, I believe, on this map. Creeping is an essential part of WarCraft. You want to make sure you get good levels early. You need to get level 2 basically right away. And also you want to get level 3 fast. And getting level 3 on this map with the Demon Hunter, if you're facing aggression, is a complete nightmare. Especially against Orc. And Lin is going with the standard here once more. No Farseer play. Just Blade Master straight up. And he's been looking so damn solid. Thinking back also to his game against Alice, why would he go into Farseer? He just seems to have the star sense of exactly what he needs to do with the Blade Master.
Yeah, I think maybe a Panda second would have been much better. Wait, why is that? The Trapper's attacking a Wisp! What is going on? You see that guy? He went all the way back and attacked a Wisp behind the altar. Unbelievable.
He also threw an end snare on the other Wisp. That's an
Those creeps are getting smarter by the day.
It's an overachiever right there. He's gonna go far.
Pion trying to threaten the crypts. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the second hero last game might have been a problem because like Keeper wasn't really doing much. And perhaps a Panda would have been much better because then if you're able to start landing those entangles on the Shadow Hunter and you have Breath of Fire level 2, then the barbecue can actually really begin. So maybe that was one of the mistakes by ReMinD, is to go for that Keeper second, but this time around he's playing Keeper first. And it looks like a fairly standard opener with the Hunter Soul. Pretty quick. You can get it on.
Interesting creep route by Lin. He switches it up. This is something he hasn't shown before. He picks up the item on his side, runs across the map, uses the Windwalk trick against the Shadow Priest, High Priest, and creeps the enemy Merchant, exposing his own base in the process. So that's going to be 2 peons going down at least, probably rather 4, but he's getting good experience. He actually used the speed scroll to boost back. Wants to protect the workforce. And the burrow.
Well, the burrow is gone. It's going to be an easy cancel here out of ReMinD. He didn't... Oh! I was going to say he didn't
Nice
close
block.
off the wall, but he does now. That has to be a TP pretty soon, because there is quite a few windwalks. Grunts, does he block? Of course he does.
Right.
The second best orc after Taker.
That's absolutely right. This costs a lot of lumber though, right? 2 peons went... Wait, was it 1 or 2 peons that died? I think it was only 1 actually. Looking at the main, at the corpses, only 1 corpse. Alright, so 2 peons would have been a lot worse. But still, lots of time of the peons in the burrow. So affording Lodge and Bestiary and Shadowhunter all on tier 2 is going to be pretty hard.
Wisp getting caught. Damn, those crypts. They don't like Night Elf. What is going on? Did Slasher take control of this creep today or what?
Throwing out nets as if they're gladiators in the Colosseum. You also saw growing up, you know, when we were all fascinated with gladiators, you also saw those different armor sets that they had, right? And one of them was always a helmet with like... I don't know, like some grid in front of it, and then they were wearing hardly any armor, but they were carrying also a net and a trident. Now, I must admit, I haven't been in a fight to the death in a Colosseum yet, but if I was, wouldn't I want a different weapon from a trident and a goddamn net?
Yeah, but it's not just like gladiators on gladiators. I think they were like fighting sometimes like random people, maybe slaves and stuff. So they're just having some fun. I mean, you know, if my man wants to bring a chainsaw to the arena, what are you gonna tell him? Like, it's just weapons of choice. It's personal preference.
I mean, I get that. You know, you gotta get your enjoyment in life where you can. But some of those fights were also to the death. So one would think that maybe you were gonna try hard in those scenarios.
Yeah, it does seem a little ridiculous to have a trident. It's like, who do you think you are, Poseidon? Like, you just start laughing at him. And the nets? We're going on hunting trip, boys? Like, lions enter the arena? It's like, what are you gonna do with the nets?
Yeah, tridents immediately make me think of SpongeBob. Oh, mirror image! Poggies. And the Poseidon that's in there.
Oh my god, the AP's down there. ReMinD, he makes it look like he's going for a normal build. And then he's like, I'm gonna do that build, that Fortitude tried, except 1,000 times better. Okay, what worries me is that he might be about to get pushed back. In which case, there is a chance that Lin moves down and finds the APs immediately after. Town Polo is not used on time. ReMinD. No.
And that's the big danger when you lose the TP in the early game. The Orc can just simply go for Hex, speed scroll, and chase your butt down.
Oh, I didn't have Town Polo. Yeah, that's right. Oh,
yeah.
I think it's not a case where he forgot about it. It's just he found himself caught on that side of the map. Okay, cup half full. He has the staff of teleportation. So when the keeper comes back out, he's gonna staff immediately right to the other side of the map. And he's gonna say calculated before he throws his first entangle.
Oh, there's also a building on the left, making a shop. All right, ReMinD pulling out all the stops. If the AP is all root and they're protected, this is gonna be a threat. However, we already have a war mill, so there's easy access to demolishers already.
I feel like ReMinD is about to show up to the arena with a Triton and a net, man.
Yeah, and the other guy has a shield and a sword. I can tell you, it's not gonna be an even fight.
I feel like the proper
You should have
armor,
not tried to get so stylish, you know. If you're a gladiator, maybe care a bit less about fashion and a bit more about fighting, bro. Level 2 Shadowhunter as well.
Shaman.
Where's the keeper? Is he back? Yes, he is. Needs to
chilling
join
at
his
home.
friends. Oh, we got the APs now. And those burrows are in serious trouble.
Where's the entangle? Oh my god, the burrows are so far at the front as well. Actually, there is a real danger that when the Demolisher comes out, it gets shot down pretty quickly as well. Beastmaster is gonna get almost surrounded. Wait, oh my god, he's escaping! No, he's not.
Last second Hex, Blade in trouble. Missing a bit of mana for the mirror image. Had enough for the Windwalk. And now healing him up, running back. The Demolisher's about to come out. Needs to rally it correctly. You said it right, Todd. You can't let it get sniped. Lin needs to be fast. Oh, and he moves it right away. Good target fire by ReMinD, man. Focusing it right away. But it does remain alive? If such thing... It remains functional, I guess. Operational, that's the word.
Two more protectors behind this, and ReMinD didn't bring any wisp to repair here, interestingly enough. He's trying to dive for the Demolisher. Some of the peons have to repair, some of them have to get inside of the burrow.
The Demolisher's going to go down. Oh my god, ReMinD might win this. He seems to be winning this. That's 5 APs, Todd. He's blocking the entrance with his own APs.
We were laughing at the Tritons and nets, but he had so many of them. He completely trapped his opponent and then slowly spiked him, poked him to death.
Oh my god, that's so crazy! GG, wow. I did not see that one coming. But you can never underestimate those APs, man. They can overwhelm you, just like that.
Just like a net and a Trident. Twitch chat is heavily disagreeing with you guys, by the way. They love the Trident and the net as much as we love this AP push. Lin probably not so much. Keeper, Beastmaster combo, and 5 APs. Nature took its revenge against the Orcs on Concealed.
Yeah. ReMinD nicely tying up the series. I thought this was going to be a swift 2-0 for Lin. It looked good there for a long time. But he might be able to do it back-to-back. If ReMinD gets the next map, there will be 2 wins in a row against Lin.
I love that how Remo completely randomly brought that up. And of course, we have a good amount of PhD Ancient Gladiator battle in chat. Ready to enlighten us with all the knowledge in the world.
It doesn't surprise me that people who follow a competitive fantasy game are quite the historians. They might remember...
Are you one of those guys, Neo?
Of course, I know every single thing about history. I don't... Like, I can't say that I know everything about the future anymore. I kind of lost that. But, you know, I know everything about the past. Like that we... Every time we have a 3-mapper, we go into a break prior to game 3. And that's exactly what we do now as well. Back at DreamHack, the score is tied 1-1. Lin or ReMinD, who's advancing into the quarterfinal alongside Chemico, Lin, and Focus. Do you want to talk about the games, or do we want to continue our discussion with Twitch chat about tridents and nets?
Yeah, let's continue the discussion. Remo, what would have been your weapon of choice if you were a gladiator?
Dude, like, you know, how is that driving so much traction and interaction? It's pretty crazy. Seems like you guys are very bound and intrigued by that trident, and seem to have a weird connection with the trident. Apparently, we were informed by Twitch chat that those gladiators did not have a free choice. They were given those weapons, which may be true. I wasn't there. Gotta be honest, I wasn't there.
Another chatter said that trident net had the highest win percentage of all the gladiators.
Do they have a pie chart of what weapon had the most prize
money?
money?
The tournament stats. How big was that sample?
Wikipedia, could you please start a Colosseum subpage? That would be glorious.
The trident turns out to be imbalanced after Remo tried to trash talk it. That's amazing.
Didn't influence the Colosseum meta, that's for sure. Oh boy. We have two legendary gamers fighting for a spot, a top seed in the round of 8. So can ReMinD surprise Lin again? He might not have the craziest micro and is definitely not sticking to the usual Night Elf guns, but he has the surprise factor. And now we'll see if Lin can deal with it. Have fun, boys.
Whew. All right. We step into our little Colosseum, which is going to be Northern Isles for the decision. You know, I'm trying to remember, like, you know what I was talking about, though? Like, right, when we were kids, there were, like, these image books, like, of different eras, like, of medieval times with castles and knights and whatever, but also of Roman times, with the Colosseum and with legions and with the Limus, and also with gladiators. And they were always depicted sort of in a similar way. There was the normal equipment, sword and shield. There was the trident dude, but there were also other ones. And I'm trying to remember what these other guys were, and I can't remember.
Yeah, probably they had nothing, because they were just there to be executed, pretty much.
So they were just sent in naked? They didn't have any weapons?
Yeah,
that doesn't seem fair.
Just tidy whities or something, and that's it.
Oof, that's a tough challenge, man. That's like,
I don't know. I feel like I watched too many TV shows where it's like, you know, there's so much cruelty and like random stuff, messed up stuff around gladiators. But anyway, going into this map, by the way, remember I googled famous bear quotes before, and I felt like I found the perfect one for Northern Island. This is a cold, stark world, but to polar bears, mothers, and cubs, it's paradise. How do you like that?
I do. That's cute.
But actually, that raises the question, which, going into this match, we had ReMinD use two completely different strategies. He used bears, then he used an AP push. Now, what does he do? He's opening somewhat standard. As we saw last game, he didn't mean much because he did a crazy tower rush. And Lin took a bit of a gamble by going for the Farseer here.
Yeah, and Farseer, the first time we see it today in Orc vs Night Elf. We kept talking about it, how it's becoming more and more popular, but we saw mostly Blade, but now we see the Farseer. And I think Lin is going to be really unhappy to see the creep route here by ReMinD. He was hoping ReMinD was going for the safe creep at the green to only have level 1, but ReMinD went for the greedy one. And he got level 2 right away, and that means Lin cannot bring any units at the beginning here to harass with.
Ooh, Ancient of Wonders trick here to get an extra wisp. Started a little earlier, very nicely done by ReMinD.
Is it just me, or is this base build by ReMinD real weird?
Yeah, especially the Hunter Soul. Usually that's a space that back there you cannot save for one of your tier 2 production building, because you have the room for that. So you never make the Hunter Soul there usually. So
that almost leads me to believe that we're not going to see lures this game, although that, I guess, that is jumping to conclusions. Yeah, Hunter's Hall, Hunters early. We see them coming, and normally most Night Elves will try to avoid Huntresses because of how they get shredded by Headhunters later. But in the early stages, for early map control, they are, of course, good.
Bit of a battle here for some of those creeps. And oh my god, Entangle is so dangerous against this, but Lin's
Yeah.
doing a good job
Oh, can he
zoning
block
the
him?
Keeper away.
No
Because the
way.
Keeper's faster usually. If he can catch up, there's gonna be that
Oh.
Entangle launch.
Oh my god. Look at the blocks. Oh, dude. He brings in the headhunters, threatening something, and then saves them all with a nice block, basically wasting a ton of time for the Keeper.
He almost baited him like to try and go for this. So behind this, we got tier 2 started here for ReMinD, who's getting Ultra Vision. So some big Creepjack potential once he can get some eyes on him.
And with this amount of headhunters, you can catch up in creeping very, very fast. Taking the safe camps first.
Look at this Murloc.
That-
Speaking of nets, where the Trident at? Murlocs.
Don't some of the sea giants on Tidehunters have tridents? No, they have anchors, actually.
Yeah.
That's also a weird
How could
weapon.
they keep?
Imagine if you're a gladiator, you step into the Colosseum, and they give you a goddamn anchor. And you're like, what do I look like? Brock
Can't even
Lesnar?
lift it.
Oh, big mana potion used. And that's gonna be the second headhunter going down.
It would be funny. You can't even carry your weapon. You put like Dwayne Johnson and John Cena in there, they do it easy.
And this is the problem of playing headhunters against Keeper. This is oftentimes what happens. 3 headhunters going down real quick. And the Farseer is still not level 2.
Yeah, he used the greater mana at least. That's like a win in itself.
Player's forces are under attack.
Don't have an expansion for ReMinD, so this is just gonna be one base play for now. I wonder, how do bears fare against Farseer? I would think pretty good, right? They don't have to deal with the Blade Master crits. There's gonna be no Shadowhunter usually, but no, never mind. Actually, there is a Shadowhunter. Very intriguing.
It's not so much, I think, the unit against the hero. It's more like how do bears fare against the composition that Lin is gonna go for, in my opinion. Which, by the look of things, is Headhunter, Shamans, and is he gonna make Kodos? I guess he
And a
wants.
second, by the
Player's
way.
forces are under attack.
Yeah, I think Lane wants to get a strong tier 2 army and tier 2 expand. And maybe then there is no time to go for bears. We'll see. Double lords are coming. Next entangle, next kill. That's 4 headhunters going down so far.
It looks like ReMind's far from done. Gets another entangle
Oh my god.
off here. This is almost the kind of game that he thrives in the most. Chaotic fights all over the place, just trading.
Oh, the bestiary. The bestiary, it's so close. He needs to hex something. Alright, bestiary remains standing. And this could be an overcommitment by ReMinD. Using entangle, this one is also going to lead to a kill. There's one more hex. Oh my god, dude. That's so many units going down everywhere.
Like only 4 heroes are gonna stand alive here at the end of this fight if this keeps going this way. But Keeper out of mana.
A player's
No more
forces are
entangles.
under
He has to
attack.
get out. Saving the bestiary was really nice here by Lin. He's actually going for a raider first, maybe for a bit of, I guess, control here. Being able to catch units going to be very important.
Rumors at home are filled to the brim, and tier 3 is underway. Drives will be coming in. And I think this game is looking really good for ReMinD. He should absolutely have the time to have some bears out before there's any kind of orc expansion, I would believe.
The law's somewhat at the
Player's
front.
forces are under attack.
I guess in case of defense, he at least has the Moonwells to the back. The Ancient of Wonder is immediately behind as well. I quite like the Panda actually. Like if you can get him to level 3, he's just so incredibly strong. And it's supposed to always be... But actually, what do you go for? Do you go Heal Wave here? If you're in, because he went Hex first, right, for the fight, which helped out
Yeah,
and
yeah.
killed a lot. But does he go Heal Wave?
Yeah, good way. For sure.
But then if he goes Heal Wave, he's missing Serpent Ward. And if he goes Serpent Ward, he's missing Heal Wave.
That is correct, Todd. Unfortunately, he can't skill stats like in Dota. That would be a weird choice.
Dude, all like random talents, like every other level. Do you know what was the best, like my favorites one for a long time is the one where you got like a lot of extra gold as like a support. I always told my team, if you can hold out until I'm level 15, we won. We're gonna get infinite everything with all that extra gold.
I think they removed all the gold talents.
Right, wait.
I guess it is. Level 3 Shadowhunter. It is the expansion here. It feels like Lin needs to be aggressive now, or at least creep really heavy and get ahead. Otherwise, if there's this 50 supply bear army, I would have feel it's gonna be hard to deal with. There's gonna be no walker damage, no spirit link. There are, however, Kodos, maybe?
Oh,
no,
flute.
they're not coming. Wait, he's making 3 raiders. He may be transitioning into sort of a hit and run style.
Oh, he got a flute. He needs to make more ranged units. Speed scroll. He's trying to catch. Oh, he used the crystal ball. Saw that the creeping was going on right now. And Lin's gonna try to engage before their master is there. Gets a hex and snare immediately on one of those. He's trying to catch more here if he can. Oh, but the raider was slowed.
Yeah, kind of weird they didn't use the other ensnare. He could have there for a moment. But okay. ReMinD gets away with the rest. Hex chase down. This is giving me some Razorman flashbacks. Hex, focus, fire, and snare. Let's go. Gonna force that TP. And that TP being gone means Link can just threaten a counterattack all the time, right? He can stay bottom right and always hit the base over and over. Maybe with some pillage.
Players' forces are under attack.
This is so weird. Like, usually you would never play headhunters like this, but that's also because there's never bears in this matchup, usually. So now Lin fully adapted to what ReMinD was doing, and he made like this custom weird composition of headhunter shaman. Shamans are there to counter the keeper, obviously, and raiders to threaten the catch in center of the map or even the counter attack, as you mentioned. But now ReMinD has orb. He's 2.4 on the panda, and it might be time to start fighting a little more here for him.
First Kodo coming out. I feel like this one's going to be crucial to land that Devour. We don't have a speed throw anymore, which is a bit of a problem for getting those Kodos in. But he does have triple ensnare, which is really good against the bears. Oh, Shadow. What are you doing there, my friend? Purge. Not even used, I believe, to get out of the entangle. Focus fire now on the bears. Rejuvenation not active yet. He's ready to dispel if needed. Whisk coming in from the main, and the raiders are suffering heavily.
And ReMinD with some big snipes here. He's getting an AP around the expo. That's going to prevent mining. That means he doesn't even need to send his army to the expo. He can just chase this main army here of Lin and try and keep on fighting if he feels like he's doing well enough. And is there enough purge to deal with all the rejuve? You can't purge those dryads, so that's going to be easy rejuve on those. Keeper being targeted now. The staff is on him. Staff transfer. Double staff transfer as well. No, single. So he cannot come back into the fight as the staff of preservation is still on the panda.
Keeping the raiders alive for now. Oh, look at that heal wave! 6 save on the raiders. So important to have these end snares available. Level 3 on the Farseer. Could use the wolves maybe, although they might get dispelled just as simply. Chasing after the Kodo bees. That one does survive. The heal waves are crazy good. Mana management on the Shadowhunter was amazing. Gets the next Devour off. This was a really hard to take fight with this kind of army. But Lin does it very nicely. Takes out more and more units. Of course, he's got the 2 base income. And only now the panda is 3. What difference it would have made had he had been 3 right away.
ReMinD forgot to move the AP at the expo. He gets more AP. What the? You would think getting more units now is better. Like, just the 1 AP at the expo would be enough to really pressure that and kill peons. Bear got instilled while he was in Fruit of the Claw form. Those 2 Kodos. If he could set some of those bears free, Breath of Fire is going to set one of those free. Welcome back to the game. Staff transfer.
Oh, he needs to use it! Oh my god. TP last second on Shadowhunter. He was kind of panicking there, trying to save the Kodo. Oh my god. 2 hit points.
This game is ridiculous. ReMinD with so much pressure. He's actually very short on lumber because he made 2 APs. And because the panda still had a Staff of Telly, he's going to be able to get right back in the fight. He shops last second shop potion of healing and potion of mana as well. I don't like that breath actually he just used because he kind of needs mana or more mana for the fight. But Shadow is going to start the fight with very little mana here. The Ancient of War is there. What is this?
I think we have this expo. Ancient of War APs this is too scary. Can't go into all this damage. Expo falls, but we do have a decent supply lead on the orc side. What do you just sell? Did you just buy Clarity and sell it? No, must have been something else. Oh, Shadowhunter has no Clarity running. That's a big...
Wait, he sold True Shots.
Ah, he did.
I guess he's not that heavy on ranged units, and like it doesn't provide a ton. Like, of course, like there's some raiders. There's like 1 grunt, 2 grunts in the army.
And snare dodge with the staff, but not ready for the next one. Did you see that? He faked the ensnare because he knew the bear was going to try to dodge it with his bear form. High level play between the two.
Yeah. And then the next raider showed up and he pulled a Trinity. Dodge this.
That bear went down. Only 2 bears on the field right now. Kodo's moving forward, being hungry. As so often, gets the Devour off on that one. Another Kodo is available, and despite the Expo going down, Lin might be taking this. Critical mass now, it seems, for the Orc. Chasing with a speed scroll where the Ensnare's at. One raider was lost, trying to go after the Keeper. There's a staff again. We have seen a lot of sneaky staff transfers. There we go. Swifty plays.
I love how these Ancient Protector and the Ancient of War were standing at the Expo. We have no purpose. And they're like, oh, okay, we can go for the main. So they're making their way there now, but no Nature's Blessing. Oh, no, there it is, actually. All right, they'll be there in ETA 1 minute 20.
Yeah, the problem is, this time there's not strong enough of an army for ReMinD to back up this Ancient push with actual units.
Dude, the Bestiary. It's kind of low already.
Yeah, it's gonna go down.
We're back.
True.
ReMinD needs to try and delay the fight a little bit here. Can get to 50. More units will be way better. But yeah, it's also like you're seeing one of those Kodos has a bear in it. And as soon as that gets digested, Kodo can grab another bear. So it always puts this pressure on you that you kind of have to fight.
A player's forces are under attack.
But a double healing scroll is going to be amazing. Or Lin here.
The town
I think Lin would like to take a fight here in the middle if he can. Chain lightning. Alright. One bear getting caught once again. Staff must be ready. Does he have double staff at this point? No,
the wisp.
still only the single.
There's so many wisps. Can he connect actually? He can drain so much mana from those heroes and shamans. Good
Pretty good
split.
spread though. It's nice sprayed by Lin, minimizing the mana damage here that he took. Rejuvenation activated, could dispel some of it, but it's just a way bigger army now for the Orc. Seems like ReMinD has nothing to fight with here. He would love to have some Ancients of War in this fight, but they're not here. They're elsewhere. They didn't get the memo for the fight in the middle. This was the big brawl that everyone was trying to get to, like in the movie Hooligans. You've seen that movie, right?
I don't think so.
Oh my god.
Oh, the
I would've
staff
bet
is
you
down.
did.
Panda. Oh my god. I think he's dead. Lin was so good at ensnaring whatever bear was in Druid of the Claw form. He's trying to transfer something here. Invuln perhaps, but the Keeper will be next on that hit list. And that's gonna be it, looks like. ReMinD uses the Invuln on time to survive, but Lin has so much units left over.
He wishes it was the last patch where he could purge Invul, but it doesn't really matter. Gets the kill regardless. Keeper goes down, and that must be it now, certainly. 37 supply only left for ReMinD. Put up a really good fight. But Lin, with one of his moves of just pure strategic genius. Like, what was this build? Farsi Headhunter opening into Shadowhunter, then Raiders, expansion, trying to catch units, creep jacking. And remember, he lost 5 Headhunters in the early game. That's so painful, but yet he still manages to pull it out.
Lin is so sick, man. Just give him like the leftover in the fridge. He'll make you like some insane recipe. Like cheese fondue with pineapple and
Out of
strawberry
chicken,
jam on the
out
side.
of chicken bones, he's gonna make a souffle somehow.
Oh my god. This guy could make a schnitzel out of frozen pizza.
Yeah, both of those are actually not bad. Level 5 Shadowhunter now. Credit though to ReMinD, he's not giving up yet. As long as there's bears, he has a chance, is what he feels. And he does have some bears again.
You have a bear in a dream. Can persevere here. But yeah, that Shadowhunter did so good with the heal wave against the Panda to keep everything alive. That double healing scroll was obviously super important. The expansion, it was not running for like a super long time, but it definitely gave Lin a lot of resources to kind of like build that army that he needed to deal with this amount of bears.
Alright, that's it. ReMinD sees no way out of this anymore, but